Hey there, welcome to day 11 of our free Get Up and Go 30-day plus challenge, December 2021. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. We're going to talk about our SOAP framework today with respect to our finances, our financial health. Why finances? Because especially this time of year, and almost everybody has some area of their finances that they would like to change or improve. Now, we're going to have a tool today that we share to look at our story, the story or the situation, our financial situation. We're going to pick one area because there's a whole lot of areas with respect to our finances, right? It could be our job, it could be our career, it could be our side hustle, it could be we want multiple streams of income, it could be we have a new expense or a new cost or a new asset that we want to acquire. Maybe you want to get a new car or a new house. Maybe you want to increase your discretionary income. Maybe you want more money for Christmas. Maybe you want to catch up on some bills or pay off your house or eliminate another debt or eliminate credit card debt or improve your credit rating or just have some money for a special thing or money for a VA or coaching. I've done money for a VA, money for coaching, money for different programs I've wanted to invest in, etc. in the past. And so I don't know what I'm going to do yet today, but the tool we're going to use to look at our story, to figure out what is the current story we're telling ourselves right now. And then we also want to identify, and we'll use the same tool to discover what is the story we want to be telling ourselves? What story do we want to be living with respect to this area of our finances? So I haven't picked one of these yet, but let's just pick one randomly. Let's say we want more money for Christmas. The journalistic framework is the tool we're going to use to look at this today. So what is our current story that we're telling ourselves? Journalistic framework is the who, what, where, when, why, and how questions, right? I learned it in school, in grade school, and then again in high school as editor of our high school paper, and in college as editor of our paper. And I actually studied journalism for a little while in college. I kind of hate to admit that, but I did. And the journalistic framework is a tool that I still use today. I've used throughout my entire life, as well as, so, we're talking 40, 50 years I've been using this same framework, who, what, where, when, why, and how. Why? Because it helps us get at the facts, the reality of a situation. So instead of creating an imaginary thing, we look at what's really going on. Who, if this is me and my example is more money for Christmas, what is my current situation? Well, I have X, say I have $1,000 budgeted for Christmas, but I have ideas and I really want to spend $2,000 or $3,000 on Christmas this year. How am I going to get from where I am, which is $1,000, to where I want to go? The who is, of course, you. You are the who in both the current and the desired situation. What is it that I want? I just shared that. I've got $1,000. The what is $1,000. The desired that is 3,000, let's say. Where? Well, wherever you are. Me, personally, Hudson, Wisconsin. Does it matter where? Not necessarily. It might matter where when I'm coming up with solutions, but for this, it doesn't. When? Well, it is December 11th. Christmas is December 25th, so I have 2 weeks, right? So when is 2 weeks? Why? Well, why do you want to go from the current situation to the desired situation? And mine is because there's some things I want to get for people that I love and care about. How? That's what the rest of the framework is going to be about. It's how am I going to get from where I am to where I want to go? The whole purpose of the S in our SOAP framework, the story or the situation, is to identify where we are and the gap between that and where we want to be, because the rest of the framework fills in that gap. So tomorrow we will talk about the next step in that. So how do we get from here to there? How do we fill in that gap? But today we just want to get clear on what is our current story, what is our desired story. And a great way to do that is to use the journalistic framework by asking yourself the questions, who, what, where, why, and how. They don't all apply, but it does help us to have a consistent framework and a consistent way of looking at things. Our action item today is just to share one sentence about either your current or your desired story, or one sentence about each, if you're brave and you want to share both. That's it. Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow, and we will go into the O of our SOAP framework with respect to our finances. And I haven't done mine yet, but I will probably just use the money for Christmas example all the way through the SOAP framework. I think because that would be a good, easy one to do since I obviously just talked about it. I'm marking it right now with a star by it on my list of possible things, and I'll use that one. All right. Any questions, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.